RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
What? Oh, what? Pressed the button wrong. What the hell is going on? Hello, nice to see you. Nice to see you, everybody. Welcome back. I was trying to find some applause. See, everything sucks. I can't get my friggin' sound effects working. All right, as long as the mic is working, I suppose. And little Booty Boo is sleeping behind us. And all right, we're here. I want to say thank you for hanging out on our Friday night evening get together. We meet here every Friday evening at around this time, 8:30-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I try to do a show during the week. I wasn't able to do one this week. I had something to do on Wednesday, and then I'm like, I have a cold. This has been some month. I was sick, very sick a few weeks ago. Now I just basically have a cold. So if I sound that way, hopefully I won't sniffle in your ears. And I just had to sleep yesterday. I feel a lot better than I did yesterday. I don't know. Maybe the universe is... I blame Republicans, really. I really do. Well, it might be. You know, they're filthy, never wash their hands, right? I mean, I go out, they don't get vaccinated, so I'm out there amongst the people. They don't know how to behave themselves, right? They're the center of the universe, so who knows? Who knows? I might have encountered one of them, and they didn't wash their hands. I went to the supermarket, you know, trying to buy some avocados, as you do, and I could have touched a plethora of germs. All right, who cares? Let's keep going. And I just want to thank you all for hanging out. I see the chat room filling up at youtube.com/c4channel/Tarabuster. Thank you guys. I don't know. It makes me feel good to see you all because I'm in a mood. It's a little depressing. I just feel, you know, when you're sick. I'll speak for myself. When I'm sick, it makes me feel very depressed. So I guess I feel my mortality. Whatever. All right. Thank you, Jim, for your super chat. And thank you, Pookie's mommy, Irene, for your super chat. I don't see... There's a little box there. I don't know if that's supposed to be an emoji. It's not working. I didn't get a haircut, as you can see. I didn't have enough time. Things have to change around here. All right, that's all I got to say. Yeah, let's see. Become a patron. I said that at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. If you want to keep the show going and growing, that helps. And thank you, Charlie, for supporting Tarabuster and putting Tarabuster on your own platform, apsradionews.com. That is, that's something that keeps the show going and growing, and I appreciate it. And thank you for your support of the community cats, like Boudica, former community cat. So, all right. There's so much to talk about. Last time we were here, and we're queer, get used to it. What did I say? I said, well, was George Santos already expelled? No, he was, when the hell was he expelled? It doesn't matter, but I remember saying that he's going to go on Cameo. And, of course, I was right. It's a little bit, they just have absolutely no shame, Republicans. And it's such a statement of the fact that these people are clowns and that they're in it for the show. It's just a show for the dupes. And they don't care, We have to live in the consequences of Republican everything. There's so much going on. The traitor Trump, the fact that the Speaker of the House, this closet case, the self-loathing closet case is protecting. All of a sudden, Republicans, they're supposed to be the party of law and order, but is law and order for thee, not for me. And meaning that all of a sudden, they're releasing the January 6th video from the Capitol, but not until they blur all the insurrectionists' faces. Now, I thought that these people were, I thought it was Black Lives Matter. Right? Why doesn't somebody in the media ask them this? Because it's another example of how Republicans never have to explain themselves. They just waste everybody's time, and then they get a pass. They drag us through whatever their mania du jour is, and then they'll get a pass, and no one will ever revisit it. Like Trump and the wall and whatever else, everything else. Like, how how the death panels are going to pop up because of Obamacare, how gay marriage will automatically degrade into everyone marrying their pets, things like that. And this is what they do. How Medicare, this goes back all the way to, every right winger, every Republican, every conservative, let's say, when Reagan he released a record back in the day when Democrats were doing something to make a more perfect union, as they always do. The Democrats help people. They every leap forward. It's not the Republicans. The Republicans are the albatrosses around our necks, holding us back, dragging us back, as we know, because they can't take it. But when Johnson signed Medicare, Reagan warning everyone, released a record warning everyone that one day, if old people can get health care, we would all wake up in a country where, I guess, nobody was free. That's what they were saying. You would one day tell your grandchildren about an America that was free. Get fuck out of here with these people. And I'm just so sick of it. The game that they play, and we're all just caught in the crossfire, literally and figuratively. And whose birthday is it on the chat? Pookie's mommy Irene says she will be 50 on Tuesday. Well, congratulations, Pookie. I know. Faint. That's how I feel about myself. I have you beat there by 5 years. So, what are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? What's the alternative? Right? What are you gonna do? You just gotta embrace it. You gotta go with it. You gotta go with it. You just gotta accept it. You gotta like. You know what I did? I did one of those apps just for fun, for shits and giggles. They were, an app that makes you older. And I looked exactly like my father. So, if that's not depressing, it was kind of scary. I was like, holy shit, this thing works. I look like my father. Like, exactly. And I thought, oh, forget it. I deleted it. I can't handle it. I don't want to, sometimes I look in the mirror, I'm like, who's that old lady? What the hell? And I'm like, holy shit, that's me. All right. But what are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? Haiku says he got stood up on his 50th birthday. Well, that sucks. That sucks. I'm very sorry. Wow. I mean, that would happen to me. I relate. I can relate. See, it's all about, well, what can I say? I got to bring it back to me. Yeah. I would get stood up on my 50th, too. I get it. Look, what are you going to do? Well, I've had so many stories. I can't go into it. I got catfished once. Maybe more times. Who knows? There's so many scammers out there. You might have been catfished, Heiko. Really. One time because I was on Match.com. This was years ago. I used to go on Match.com like it was a second job or something. Because I used to feel that I couldn't be happy unless I was in a relationship. But, I'm so broken. I blame, it's my parents, whatever. I had a shitty childhood. I'm fucked up in that way because of, whatever. I had my parents, they did the best. I hate even talking about it publicly. That's why I have a shrink, because my parents did the best they could, and I had to get to the point of forgiveness with them, and otherwise I would have died of, the disease, let's say, of everything, of bitterness and addiction, really. It runs in my family, but the addiction, but that's not an excuse. I also wanted to be happy, right? But you can't be happy holding on to all that shit. All right, not that I'm step on the top of the world looking down on creation. Hold on. But I realized, okay, I'm just going to share this with you in case it helps, even though, it's not easy. That's why we're in this together. So, that, you had more. I realized that it was like an epiphany, and it came through many years of getting my ass kicked, and figuratively, that everything is a choice. Okay, I know sometimes that sounds very annoying, but for myself, that I had to choose to be happy in spite of myself. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Not that every day is like friggin', a party. But I had to recognize that there were choices. I had a choice not to drink a day at a time, that kind of thing. And that was a choice that I didn't have for a long time. And I used to read all these self-help books, thinking that one day it would hit me and I would be happy, and I thought like 3 ghosts would visit me in the night, and I would wake up and be wee, and that never happened. So anyway, I had this friggin' like ton of bricks moment hitting me, and I was like, yes, I have to choose to be happy. And to me, I'm just sharing that because it was like kind of learning or getting the key to the matrix. And that's what I choose to do for the most part. And sometimes I fall into the water and get swept away, but I don't go as down as I used to go, which is good, which is much improved. And, life is too short. So I'm alive. We're all going to die anyway. And that's not a bad thing. It's just a statement of fact. And why am I wasting it being upset or about the things I don't have, like patrons at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. You see how I weave that in? Or, what's the other thing? Or reviews. I do have reviews. Not enough, though. At 5-star reviews at Apple Podcasts. Things like that. The things that you need in this world. But I have, when I look at my life, sometimes I'm like, this is fucking sad, 4 cats. I'm an old lesbian with 4 cats. What are you gonna do? Just gotta go with it. And what's gonna happen, right? And then sometimes I think my nieces and nephews are gonna put me in a potter's field and they'll take all my money when I'm dead. But I guess I won't. It won't matter. I don't know. Coast to coast with Tara. Yes, Dash. All right. Angry is my comfort zone, says Haiku. Mine too. Oh my God. Mine too. And you probably noticed, but that's what it was even worse back in the day. It was so much worse. And because I just couldn't control myself when I was young. It was like a ring through my nose. Whatever feeling I had, I had to like react to it. I had no I had no moment between the thought and the action. It was, and I see that now. I mean, it only comes through time and getting older and therapy, really, and the rooms and the doing my Buddhist practice and all that. A lot of fucking work keeping this bitch, halfway normal. And that's why I can recognize the sicknesses. Like because I relate. I spot them because I got them, And I like when we can unpack the Republicans, how sick they are. And I say it all the time. I wish they would get help for their manias. They're so angry. They're so hateful. They're so horrible. And that's a choice. That is a choice, too. And, I guess there are levels of empathy, emotion, or whatever. How the levels of empathy that people feel. There's different most of us have the feelings. Some people are psychopaths. Some people are sociopaths. But they're the minority. But we still have to protect ourselves from them, the majority. I love you too, Haiku. Yeah, we're all here because we can relate, and that's why I think about what's the meaning of life, and it's kind of like what we talk about. Yes, I mostly blame capitalism. Jim on the chat says it's true because I think that there's such a the world, we're suffering in this world because of greed, selfishness, the erroneous thinking of that we're not in this together, not that, I guess I think sometimes that, people need help. That's it. I wonder, will we evolve? Yeah. And if you look at, will we give ourselves a shot to evolve? Because if you look at humanity, how, from when we crawled out of the primordial ooze until now, we're really in our infancy, if that, maybe maybe we're toddlers, because we do change, we do get a higher understanding, and I think that there are a collective consciousness that evolves. Like, for thousands of years, people never questioned the morality of slavery, for example, of enslaving other human beings. That was just the way it was. And even Jesus, right? If you believe that some people don't even believe he existed, and I don't know. I just find, because he's not in the historical record. He's only in the religious record, okay? And the Romans, who took meticulous records, he's not in any of the historical records, okay? He's only in the religious, in the records of the religious, in contemporary religious writings. So, or even that, right? I don't even know. No, well, we have Celsus and all that, but he was writing after. It wasn't a contemporary thing. So, but anyway, I just wonder if what was I saying? I don't know, about Jesus and all. Where did I go? Whatever. It'll come back to me. Yes. There's the reason that this world is so fucked up is because, what was I saying? Yeah, because of the erroneous thinking, and then because when we crawled out of the ooze, now, yes, this is what I was saying. See, I had to go all the way back to the original statement that when because even Jesus, in all of the biblical writings, let's say, even the Old Testament, New Testament, they never questioned the morality of enslaving other people. And you would think wouldn't that be a no-brainer, right? So until there was a shift in consciousness, and it wasn't that long ago, it was beginning, a few hundred years ago, really. All right, hold on. We'll be right back talking about life. Talking about the meaning of life. So, as far as, yeah, so anyway, the way I look at it is that there's so many. The reason this world is so fucked up is because of all the erroneous thinking and all of the erroneous teachings that are being inflicted on people due to the, basic, it's like the circle jerk of the of the lesser part of the human condition. Like, there's enough for everyone's need, not for everyone's greed, type of thing. And like, for example, that clip we played of John Kennedy, of the senator, when, talking about guns, lying about why is there so much gun violence in Chicago when Chicago's like sixth on the list. And when he is presented with a solution that is a humane solution, like cleaning up lots and developing neighborhoods, that just sounds like word salad, because I'm not getting paid to do anything that doesn't make the world worse. And all right, so we could talk more, but this is what we do on Tarabuster. We discuss the meaning of life, and sometimes, I bring you into my, oh shit, did you hear that? I bring you into my shrink's office, basically. This is what we talk about, me and my shrink. So, and a couple weeks ago we were discussing how, well, we're living in the new Gilded Age. So if you're from the future and you're going back and you're writing a paper for your anthropology class and you're scouring through old YouTube videos, you could tell them that I knew that, we were aware, the Tarabuster community, we understood that we were living in the age of the Gilded Age grifters. But the shameless Gilded Age grifters who never resign, by the way. And thank you, Elise, for your super chat. Really appreciate it. I don't know why the little emojis aren't coming through. That's a YouTube thing. So, what did I say? So, George Santos was expelled from Congress, and he immediately responded with, "Why do I want to stay around this place?" And ran straight to Cameo. Now, he started at $75 a pop. He's up to, I think, about $400 a pop now, and he won't be able to save that money because he's a sick person. He's somebody who's very damaged, and he's always been that way, and I believe he was probably born that way. Like, some people are just damaged, and for whatever reason. And he's a very sick person, and he's gonna blow through that money like water through his fingers. And he will be, I don't know what he's going to do. Not that I care. I would really like to see him kind of hit bottom. Hopefully he'll go to jail. And but what's going to get on my nerves is if he ends up on Dancing with the Stars, because that will be yet another example how this it's like this whole country is kind of begging to be destroyed. Have some dignity, America. Have some decency. Do you see? We're trying over here. But then you have the likes of The Masked Singer, or Marsha Kramer on local news here in New York. She literally, do I have that actually? I wonder. I saw that because George Santos had what do you call it? He'd announced that he was going on Marsha Kramer's show again. We played clips from Marsha Kramer. Okay, for those who don't know, I live in New York, and Marsha Kramer is a local newscaster who's been on TV since TV was a test pattern here in New York. And she's giving George Santos. She. Wait, hold on. Oh, shit, I keep pushing the buttons. She gave George Santos an hour-long spot. She interviewed him for an hour on not the issues of the fact that he's a complete and utter fabrication, but that he's, what does he think about Israel, Palestine? Real issues. As if he's a legitimate congressman. So I just wanted to see if, where is it? If Marsha Kramer, because he announced, I don't know. Can you hear that? It's playing off my computer. Here's a great one. We played this before because this is emblematic of him and the Republican Party.
He has fake. Here's a great one. People like to make fun of me. Oh, he has fake lips. He has Botox. He has this. I'm like, well, at least I could afford it. Most people. Do you have fake lips?
Isn't he a piece of shit?
Marsha, you wrote it up.
Isn't he a dirtbag? Who does that? Who says that? At least I can afford it. So George Santos tweeted that over the past few days, I've reflected on a lot, and I will be talking about it with Marsha Kramer at CBS this week. We will unpack as much as possible. What, you haven't reflected on a goddamn thing, because he couldn't wait to get onto the next grift, which is Cameo, and it's an embarrassment. It really is, and people are hiring him like Fetterman. Senator Fetterman hired him to do a cameo about Menendez, the one who's got the gold bars up his ass, who should resign. If they had any respect for the country, they would resign. There has to be some standards. But there's no standards anymore. We have traitors running around the halls of Congress, traitors and con men, peddling bullshit, inciting people, getting people worked up, dividing the American people. Of course, you have the dumbasses who are eager to be divided. They just want to know, are you hurting the right people? Who's going to go in the camps? They don't care if there will be camps, that Trump is promising camps, as long as the right people go in the camps, according to them. And that means brown people or gay people or any people that they don't like going in the camp, right? Trump promised that he'll be a dictator. Don't, take him at his word, only for one day. Just day one. Unbelievable. And Hannity, it's pretty incredible that Hannity thinks that he's helping him or something, setting him up with this, with a question. Yeah, let's see.
A couple people that you could put in
no,
positions
that's the
like
wrong
that.
One.
We
This
talk
is
about
another one.
You know,
Hold on. Is this blowing out your ears when I play the movie? I didn't mean to play that one. Where the hell is the one with Hannity? I hate them all. I do. I just hate them all. Shit. It doesn't matter. Well, he goes on Hannity and he oh, here it is. This is Donald Trump Jr. talking about, all the traitors they want to put in positions of power, but this is Trump on Hannity.
The media has been focused on this and attacking you. Under no circumstances. You are promising America tonight you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
Except
he's going crazy.
Listen
Except
to these
for day
fucking
one.
traitors.
I want to close the border and I want to drill. He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No, other than day one. We're closing the border and we're drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator."
And we're drilling, baby, drilling. Even though we're drilling more than we've ever drilled. But, reality, facts, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how things are doing. It's how people feel and what they're being told. But I went to the vet the other day. I'm really kind of pissed off. I go to my vet. I probably sent them around the world 5 times. And they had Fox News on for the first time in my entire life. Now, my vet is a normal person. I don't know why these bitches put fucking Fox News on in the office. And I went over that. I was like, are you kidding me? Fox News? Why playing propaganda? And of course, the girl who's behind the desk doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about. They just put on the news. They think it's the news, and that's what's so dangerous about it. Hold on, I'll continue the story. So I said I says to her at the vet. I says, hey, why you got Fox News on? I said I said, that's just right-wing propaganda. It's not news. They just had to pay $2 billion for lying to people. I said, why don't you put on New York 1 or something? This is a disgrace. Of course, it was still on when I left the office. But, this is what I'm talking about. They just put it on, and then any schmo who doesn't know what Fox News is thinks they're listening and watching news. That's how it gets out there. That's how these people get propagandized. And of course, then there's the social contagion, being part of this club of traitors. And it's really going to be hard to get rid of. Not get rid of them, or it's sort of not. Deprogram them. That's the. I wish they would rapture the fuck out of here, but. It's going to be hard to deprogram them because they have lost everything. And they're being told that everything is, opposite day. Like when Vivek Ramaswamy on the latest Republican shit show debate, he mentioned something about we're going to do something about all the fascists in the Biden administration, all the fascists, because they're being called fascist. They're being called out for who they are. Fascism is a right-wing ideology. They're the ones with the strong man, the ones stealing elections, the ones crying about fraudulent elections that aren't fraudulent. The ones who are weaponizing government, the ones who are giving tours to traitors before the insurrection, things like that. The ones who are now pleading guilty all over the country for lying. They're losing their law licenses. They're going to prison. And according to the traitors who are still at it, who will never stop, and because the Republicans have no interest in democracy. They really don't care, as long as they're not the ones, who are being hurt, like that woman said so many years ago, when Trump shut down the government, and one of the assholes who voted for him said he's not hurting the people he needs to be hurting. That gave up the game right there. But of course, George Santos, he was expelled. What does he do? Does he look at himself? Does he lick his wounds? No. Does he figure out, what am I going to do with my life? I wasted 34 years of my life being a con man. He goes right on to another grift. Now, this Cameo, we're going to play a couple. Let's see. It's really stomach churning. I'm not going to play a lot of them because I know that, we can only take so much. It's enough to listen to any one of them. Not just the cameos. I'm talking about any one of the Republicans. Let's see. There's a few. And here we go.
Megan, how are you, darling?
Vomit
I hear that
inducing?
you're getting some tough heat in the press.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Megan,
hit the wrong button. Sorry.
how are you, darling? I hear that you're getting some tough heat in the press and that life might be a little rocky now. Let me tell you something. If you believe in what you stand for and if you fight for what you do
Megan.
and you stand by those convictions, screw the haters. The haters are going to hate. Look, they can boot me out of Congress, but they can't take away my good humor or my larger-than-life personality, nor my good faith and the absolute pride I have for everything I've done. So this is about you, Megan.
Absolute
Be
pride.
yourself unapologetically. Just love yourself. Just make sure that you don't buy into the hate and stand your ground and don't let them force you out. Don't let them bully you. You do you, girl. I'm cheering for you. Mwah.
It's so embarrassing, isn't it?
Hey, Lindsay. You know, a lot of people talk to me about how much chutzpah I have.
Really?
Let me tell you, chutzpah is for all of us. You just have to have it. And when you get it, you capture that essence
it's not
and you
chutzpah.
don't let it go. I want you to take life by the horns like a bull and ride it. Because you can. Just think about the powers of the laws of attraction.
Wow.
Attract all the best for you because, yes, you can slay, girl. You can do whatever you put your mind to. I believe in you, and I want you to succeed. Lindsay, girl, slay. Mwah.
Mwah. You're 100% right. Who said that? Haiku, yeah. Dead eyes. That's what they got. They are dead inside. All of them. I want to show you something. Which I noticed. Does he look like Elise Stefanik? I'm not the only one that's pointed that out, I'm sure. Look at this shit. They could be twins. Let me see. Hold on. While I'm getting this, become a patron at patreon.com or something. Do something for me for once in your life, okay? What do I ever ask of you besides everything? Does it take that much? Let's see. Here we go. What a piece of shit he is. Oh shit. Wrong. That's my phone. It just connected to my phone. That's why it went red like that. Weird. Come on, man.
Hey, Harper. I love that you are such a dedicated student at NYU.
How dare you.
My not so real MBA. But I just wanted to stop by and give you some encouragement. Finish them papers. Don't mess around. Like you never did? Make sure that them papers are done. If you want to graduate, if you want a life, and remember, if you have student loans, those student loans aren't going to pay themselves. So finish papers. No, seriously. Don't go out. Don't go partying.
Shocking.
Don't go have fun. Just finish damn papers.
Yeah.
Finish those papers.
Papers for thee, not for me.
Dusty, Amy, Steve, Peyton, and Lewis, love you.
Oh,
bye.
Hey,
Harper.
He's so disgusting. All right. They're all disgusting, aren't they? And they all have dead eyes. Speaking of dead eyes, now there's a few things I wanted to talk about. What did I have on the list? Because we're catching up. I haven't seen you guys in a few days, but because I wasn't able to do a show. This is why I got to do more shows. And thank you, non-useful, for your super chat. Hey, Republicons, it's time to pay the piper. This freaking is changing $200. What is this? This freak is changing $200 to see his archive. Oh, wait. Charging $200? Oh, this freak is charging $200 to see his archives? Who? Santos? He's charging? I'm not sure. So write it in the chat, and I'll read it properly. Because I don't know what that says. This freak, George Santos? But thank you for your super chat, really. And thank you for hanging out, my friend. Nice to see ya. Nice to see you. Non-useful. That's not very positive. Useful. Very useful. Oh, the OnlyFans archives? All right. Pad your resume, Haiku says. He did. That's the other thing he keeps saying. Well, he said throughout his whole disgraceful tenure that he embellished his resume. It's one thing to embellish one's resume, but another thing to make up an entirely fictitious persona. And for him to have the shamelessness to tell somebody, write those papers, girl, or whatever the hell. And when he's like, those student loans aren't going to pay themselves. And I specifically remember a video of George Santos saying, yeah, I paid off my student loans. I worked really hard. I came out of college without any debt. Fucking bunch of grifters. That's all they are. All of them. Let's go here. We'll go back to Santos. The Mobs for Liberty. I thought that was incredibly... That's why I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm not doing a show today. So, Mobs for Liberty, caught in the act of being themselves. Hypocrites and family values. For those who don't know, let me get my... Hold on, everybody. Mobs for Liberty. It's not moms. So the Florida... and speaking of people who don't resign, the Florida GOP chair accused of rape will not apologize and will not resign. So Christian Ziegler is putting his own media strategy to the test as he tries to stave off the consequences of a sexual assault allegation. So, in case you haven't seen it, this is the GOP chair in Florida is married to some other, woman named, I was going to say bitch, but then I thought better of it. But she is the co-founder of Mobs for Liberty. And also, I guess she likes having sex with women. Now, this is the same, not that, there's anything wrong with that. But this is who Republicans are. They're talking about, this is the family values. Mobs for Liberty. The ones who are always accusing everyone else of grooming people. Just by being gay. If you're gay, if you're openly gay. Now, I'm sure that there's some shit going on with that woman. And, who's married to this, whatever. Whatever you want to do. Being gay is not it's not an act, it's who you are. But according to the woman who was raped, what happened was, this asshole Christian Ziegler went to her. He texted her apparently and was like, "Hey, you want to get together?" Because they were having an ongoing thing with the Mobs for Liberty woman. I'm not gonna call a bitch, and she and the woman who was raped by this family values Republican said, no thanks, if your wife isn't in it, I'm not interested. I'm in it for I'm more into her. I'm not into you. And he went over to her house and then he raped her. So and this is the allegation. So she called the police. I think it was her friend who called the police. And of course, now he's playing the Trump Republican playbook, the only one they have, that they're being picked on, that everyone's attacking them. It's the left-wingers. And he also said that if you resign, we don't resign, you don't apologize, you never resign, never apologize, never, you just continue to stain the office that the voters entrusted you with. and the government that the founders fought a revolution to create and entrust to us, you continue to stain that with your vile presence, because you have no decency, you have no dignity. Government is just a means to an end, whether, for you to play out your manias. That's what it is for the Republicans. I say it all the time, just like I told, I was right about George Santos. He was going right to Cameo, because what else is he going to do? But I also say that, I wish Republicans would simply get help. Get help. Stop. Leave people alone. Just stop inflicting your manias on people. I know but that is so much harder for them to ask for help. They're trapped, you say, in their own, it's a prison of their own making. And just like what we were talking about earlier, we're kind of, we're talking about our deepest, darkest secrets, not secrets, whatever, fears, we're just being human, sharing our fears and our failings and our, one day at a time issues. And that for them, they have created such a fictitious persona. It's all fictitious from, everything about them, from the policies they peddle to the people they purport to be. I'm saying a lot of P words. I'm sorry. It's probably popping, even though I have a pop shield. It's all an act. They put on a show. The show of governance, the show of, I'm a businesswoman, like Lauren Band from the bowling alley, Bobert. She puts on a show. She's a, pew pew, gun, she's a good old American gun-toting dumb bitch who, a businesswoman, mother. A mother who's a grandmother at 36. A mother who goes to a play and acts like a two-bit hooker. Nothing, no offense to two-bit hookers. In front of the whole world. Yeah, but she's playing a congresswoman. She's a successful it's like perjury Trader Green. She's pretending to be a successful businesswoman. That was on her resume. That was pretend as well. She never did anything for her family business until she started running for Congress, and then they put her on the documents. They put her into the incorporation documents as if she had something to do with it. She did nothing. She went to the gym every day. She was on the family dole. Her father's business. It would just look good for the dupes, for the people stupid enough to and horrible enough to vote for her. You know what I mean? They're just not honest. Everything is a scam. From the scam artist who is their standard bearer to every single friggin' one of them. Can you show me one who is honest? Even this Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, Liz Cheney, they what's so good about them? They couldn't pull the trigger on ending democracy. That's great. Is that's the standard now? There is no bar, I guess, anymore for these Republicans. But it's all a show. Like, here's Kevin McCarthy, who quit, by the way. Another one. This is great, though. I'm fine. I'm glad they ran him out of town. But it goes to show you who they are. He was in it he wanted to be the speaker. He wanted people to call him speaker. He doesn't want to serve. Not if he can't serve as his, whatever his ambition was. That's why he was so eager to give everything to the nutball caucus. But here's Kevin McCarthy.
Your question is, just give up and quit. I'm
This
the
was a
wrong
few
guy
weeks
to ask
ago.
that question to. I never quit. I'm not working for some member sitting in our office. I'm working for this country.
You are?
I'm never going to give up on the American people. I'm gonna work
You
every
just
day. And
did.
you know what? If I come up short today, I'm going to work harder
Isn't
tomorrow.
that funny?
That's what I do.
That's what you do. I mean, that's what you say you do. That's the show you're putting on for the idiots stupid enough to send you to Congress. Don't they have any dignity? You know? That's what I often wonder. Don't they have any self-respect? Of course they don't. They're all a bunch of scam artists. Now I lost you guys. Shit. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Oh my God. Thank you, Matt M, for your super chat. Moms for labia. That's awesome. And thank you again, non-useful, who is very useful. Clan Hood Secondary School Academy now registering future fascist Americans. Absolutely. Which is scary. It really is scary. That's why I'm walking around with a impending anxiety, I guess. We all are. Do you know that it's less than a year until the election now? We've had to deal with this shit. That's another thing I can't stand about this country. Because of money and politics. That's the problem. Money and politics and the corporate media make this anxiety possible. Because, right, as soon as we go into, we finish one election, it's right into the next election season. What season? It's nonstop. In other countries, like in England, they have a window where they can play ads, and it's all a 90-day window. Here, it's non-fucking stop. And I did this experiment where I had the TV off, and I was like, I'm just going to put the TV on until they say the name Trump. You know, I put on the corporate media, just turn the TV on. It's like 20 seconds into it. Not even, less. What am I saying? I'm all discombobulated because I'm looking at Elise Stefanik's dead eyes. She's like hypnotizing me into this black hole. I feel like I'm getting lost in those dead eyes. And it's frightening. No, it's not fun. It's scary. Hold on. We'll be right back. Could you imagine looking at Elise Stefanik's dead eyes on purpose, like gazing into them? Is she married? Or is she a mobs for liberty? For labia? But what was I goddamn saying before the commercial? I'm really fucked up. I think it's because I don't feel good. I have a cold. My head is kind of cloudy. Oh, and I got this. Somebody sent me a Christmas card. And it said, here's something you put on your wrist and you make a wish. You know, like that's gonna fucking do it. So I made a fucking wish, okay? Everything still sucks. Look at that. Here's a man to make a wish. All right, yeah, they all suck, and the corporate media sucks, and it never stops. That's where I left off. Here's something that sucks. Liz Cheney. This is what annoyed the hell out of me.
Would you, if the Republican nominee is Trump or someone who will pardon him or excuse him, would you vote for Joe Biden?
I'm going to do whatever I have to do to defeat him. And
Trump.
To defeat Trump. And we don't know yet exactly who the candidates are going to be. And so I think that that's the kind of thing that will become clearer, certainly in the next couple of months. But I certainly would never vote for Donald Trump again, and I'll do whatever it takes to defeat him.
That's it? That's all you got? That's the best you can do? Trump is an existential threat to this country. He is promising to be a dictator for life, like Caesar, except Caesar had some cred. You know, that's what's so baffling about these filthy fascists. It really is disgraceful and shows that they have no dignity, because that's the guy they're gonna make that they want to be their dictator for life. My light over here just fell over. Damn it. See what I'm saying? Everything sucks. I had to move it because it was like blinding me. But, you know, Caesar had something to write home about. He wasn't complete. He wasn't an idiot at all. He earned the love of his troops. He would fight in the front lines along with his troops. He had some intelligence. Not like this guy. So what are you looking up to him for? They look up to him because he's just as disgusting as they are. He is their mirror, except they wish they can be like him. They wish they could have been smart enough or had their daddy give them a trust fund that they could come up with some scam to separate dupes from their money, like Trump Network vitamins, and be as shameless as he is and have 3 or more trophy wives and do whatever the fuck they want. You know, grab people by the pussy, whatever they want. That's what they want. They look up to that. They look up to being a disgusting Luddite, or that's not the proper word. Luddite is not a Philistine. No, Philistine is not the word either. Just a disgusting, moron, who is impervious to facts, learning, evolving. That's what they like. That's why they think he's so great, because they can't, they just can't keep up with actual people who are great. Right? Like actual smart people. That's why they have to denigrate it. Okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a statement of who they are. Who sends them to Congress to represent them? You have to be as disgusting as they are. I don't look at some filthy racist who is in league with the KKK. I don't, like someone who is endorsed by the KKK, you're going to send that person to Congress as your representative? All of them. Someone who is somebody like Steve Bannon, traitor Steve Bannon. Like all of these traitors, people going to jail now. People like Sidney Powell, who all along talking about how everything is being stolen from the filthy fascist, and now she's backpedaling because, she's going to jail too. They have no shame. So here's another thing that annoyed me. Anyway, with as far as Liz Cheney, it's like Cassidy Hutchinson. She said something similar. Will you support Joe Biden in the election? And she had to hem and haw. Well, who knows who will be the Republican, nominee? Any one of them are a danger. Any one of them are unfit. They're all unfit to hold leadership positions in a modern nation. So for Liz Cheney to say, she can't throw her whatever either way because there's no Republican candidate yet. What are you doing? What Republican? This is the Republican Party that kicked her out, that censured her for doing the right thing, right? That primaried her. Her and Adam Kinzinger, they got censured. That's the only way you can get censured in the Republican Party, is if you do something right. If you are not a traitor, if you're not a liar, if you're on the side of the Constitution, if you stand up for truth, justice, and the American way, then they censure you and kick you out of the party. They primary you. This is a lost cause party. This is a dead party, like as dead as their eyes. It's as dead as George Santos's Congress career. It's as dead as George Santos's careers. What is he gonna do when the Cameo money dries up? He's only making that money now because it's a novelty. He's it's not going to last. It's going to get old quickly. It's going to get stale. And it's not going to be funny anymore for people to give him something to say. And that's what they're doing on all different TV shows like Jimmy Kimmel. He's paying George Santos. Will Santos say it? He's calling the segment Will Santos say? And he's making up these outrageous, shout outs or whatever. And he's saying it. Of course he's saying it because he's got no dignity. He'll say anything for $1. He'll do anything. We heard him. We heard him talking about how gay people shouldn't be able to adopt children. We heard him talk about how, just all this self-loathing shit. And we heard him lie about brain tumors and knee replacements and his mother's death, for Christ's sake. So, will he say it? Of course he's going to say it. They'll say anything for $1. Look at Nikki Haley. What's the difference, really, between George Santos being paid on Cameo to say whatever ridiculous thing people are sending him to say, and somebody like Nikki Haley, who's being paid by the Koch brothers now, and the rest of them? There's really no difference. Just give them money, and they'll say whatever the hell the billionaires tell them to say, and do whatever the billionaires tell them to do. They're all on Cameo. Understand? It's all a show. It's all a clown show for the dupes to give them money. Give them money, and they wind up and they say what the billionaires want them to say. Like Nikki Haley. I don't understand it. It is so... I don't understand the Trump thing. It's because I'm not a sociopath, and I have some sense of self-respect. I'm not a complete moron, and I don't hate brown people or people who are different. I'm not afraid of them. But that's what the Republicans will do. Give them anything, because it reminds me of, here's another thing that goes down the memory hole with, for example, Chris Christie is now getting his street cred going up against Trump, supposedly, as if he was some kind of hero all along. And he's not a hero. He was the first person to endorse Trump. Remember that? During that shit show campaign, when he came down the escalator calling Mexicans rapists, which should have been the end of his campaign if the Republican Party wasn't simply an overgrown Cameo, Cameo.com. And at the time, Christie, what did I remember him saying, he was proud to be the first person to endorse Trump. And at the Republican convention that year, he gave a speech and he touted that credit. as something that he was proud of. That he was the first person to come out of the gate endorsing the con man, as if the con man just bloomed out of Zeus's head, right? Like fully grown, and didn't have an entire history of being a tax cheating, draft dodging, wannabe dictator con man with a fake university and a multi-level marketing vitamin scam, a serial bankrupt. I mean, all of these degradations that didn't happen after 2020. He had a whole history. That tweet, "Will Putin be my best friend?" That was before he ran for president. There was a time that would have been kind of like a deal breaker for the Republicans. But now they're Putin's puppets. Now they'll do anything to advance the cause of authoritarianism without shame. And they won't apologize for it. They hate democracy. If they didn't hate it, they would all rally around the Constitution that they took an oath to. They would have gotten rid of the con man by now. They would have voted to impeach him for using taxpayer money, like his own personal bribery fund or extortion fund, I should say, in the very least, on January 6th. But they're now rewriting the history of January 6th, and I couldn't believe, I had to rub my ears when I heard it, with Mike Johnson saying that we are going to have to, we're going to release all the tapes, but we're going to blur everyone's faces because they're Antifa.
House Republicans trust the American people to draw their own
You
conclusions.
do?
They should not be dictated by some narrative and accept that as
Narrative.
fact, so they can review the tapes themselves. We're going through a methodical process of releasing them as quickly as we can. As you know, we have to blur some of the faces of persons who participated in the events of that day because we don't want them to be retaliated against and to be charged by the DOJ and to have other concerns and problems. So
other
that's a slow process to get it done.
problems.
We're working steadily on it. We've hired additional personnel to do that. And all of those tapes ultimately at the end will be out so everybody can see them and draw their own conclusion.
Isn't that incredible? When I heard that, I heard it live as it was coming out of his filthy traitor closet case mouth. And I was like, had a take. I really literally took a double take. I was like, am I hearing this correctly? And I was pleased to see that that the mainstream media had picked it up and started talking about it, how absolutely outrageous that is. That the Speaker of the House is telling reporters that they have to blur the faces of a bunch of insurrectionists who stormed the Capitol in an attempt to prevent the peaceful transfer of power and attacked cops, came with cattle prodded them, zapped them, had zip ties, beat cops, killed one cop, caused his death, maimed others. There are cops who lost their eyes, cops who lost their fingers. This is your law and order party. Cops with PTSD from having to fight these filthy, disgusting traitors who were triggered by that con man's lies. And they all know he's lying. They all know it. Mike Johnson knows it, but he's a traitor too. They're all, you see what I'm saying? And now the other angle that's happening too is that with the fascists and the dumbasses, same thing, who stormed the Capitol, we're supposed to feel bad for them. So I've noticed this kind of framing in a few of the corporate media outlets that we shouldn't be too harsh with them, as put them in jail and shit, but we should feel sorry for them because they fell for the lies of a con man. But I don't feel sorry for them. They chose that. They chose the lies of a con man. There's every opportunity to not be, a bunch of lemmings going over a cliff. But they simply can't help it. As long as the music man or whatever, the Pied Piper, is as dumb as they are. Is he as filthy as they are? Is he as shameless? Is he as eager to scam people? Is he racist? Is he as racist and ugly and hateful as the dum-dums who will vote for him? Yeah, then they'll vote. They'll vote for their own demise. It's unbelievable. Loudermilk. Here's Loudermilk. Here's, speaking of more traitors. He said the same thing. Wait, where is it? We have to blur their faces so they can't be indicted by the DOJ, as if the DOJ is the enemy. Now, none of the crack White House press corps or whatever these people are, the ones in the Capitol, none of them said, hold on, I thought this was Antifa who attacked the Capitol. I thought this was BLM. You're blurring the faces of BLM? Here's that Loudermilk asshole.
We also want to protect the privacy of certain individuals, especially those who are innocent, who may have been here at the Capitol. They didn't do anything wrong. There are insurrection hunters out there that want to go in and
good for them.
Like, for instance, one of the people that visited my office was in this room right here on January 5th, did absolutely nothing wrong. But the January 6th committee let his name out, and he got fired from a job, even though he didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't do anything wrong.
If you were here in January 6th, in their mind, you're guilty of something.
Yeah,
so
bitch.
We want to protect innocent
What are you
people.
doing in the Capitol? What are you doing in a closed building, following a mob into the Capitol when you're not supposed to be there? And of course, Loudermilk was giving tours. He's one of the people who were giving tours. Hold on, we'll be right back. Here's where is it? We have to protect the innocent. These are the same people that, are voting for a con man who's told the cops to bang people's heads when they were being arrested. Don't be so nice. Bang their heads against the side of the car. Bang their heads. Like they give a shit about anybody but their shock troops. This is their brown shirts. You see, they want to protect their brown shirts because they want violence. They're going to need violence if Trump is reelected, despite receiving fewer votes. They need their brown shirts to keep people in their place. They're going to need the violent mob. Like every fascist dictatorship, they're going to need to threaten people. They're going to need to beat people in the streets. They're going to need to spread fear. You better believe it. They're talking about it openly. Let's not be so naive. We've seen Trump. We know who he is. He's a dirtbag. who hates America. And they all do. What have I said for years? They are not only they not only hate America, they're confused by America. And that's why they hate America, because they don't like multiracial democracy. They don't like the liberal age of enlightenment. They're incapable of functioning in a democracy. This country would be so much better if we didn't have the albatross, the conservative albatross, dragging us back. The entire history of the country has included episodes of making compromises with conservatives, I'll put it nicely. Compromising the humanity of certain segments of the population, compromising the Electoral College. So democracy doesn't break out, compromising in ways that will, appease right-wingers, appease conservatives. So they, don't have a freaking diaper fit. They don't fill their diapers and then blame everybody else for the stench. And that's what they are. Compromising, after they committed treason the first time in the Civil War. I mean, they constantly commit treason. You'd see this history of this country, this 200, less than 250-year-old country, with these conservatives constantly having tantrums and committing treason because they can't stand democracy. And then you have liberals, progressives, normal people, treating them with decency, giving them the benefit of the doubt, trying to model good behavior for them, hoping that they can catch up. I always say that after the Civil War, when Lee surrendered to Grant at Appomattox, what did Grant do? He took his side. Lee attempted to give Grant his sidearm and his sword, and Grant told him, just keep it, go home, basically, and sin no more. And he said that to the rest of the traitors who were there, to surrender with their general. And he let them go. And Lee was surprised. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, they would have executed Grant. There's no doubt. So what they should have done to Lee. I mean, that's what should have happened. Lee should have been executed for treason, in my opinion. I'm not for the death penalty usually, except for serial killers and traitors. So, it's true. They never learn. That's with the Reconstruction. We're still dealing with the fact that they pulled the troops out of the South, that we never completed Reconstruction. And we left that the Americans who happen to have darker pigment to the domestic terrorists in the South for generations because of a compromise. Enough compromising with these people. It's time to simply, it's like everything. Oh my God, I can't even, it's all in my head. I'm thinking, of all the ways that Democrats just simply refuse to fight. And yes, the Democrats in the 1860s were the conservatives, okay? Things have changed. A rose by any other name smells, right? A conservative by any name stinks. Because inevitably, I'm going to get some Republicans sending me messages. Those are the Democrats who were the slaveholders. And yeah, that's true. But things have changed. Now it's the Republicans who are carrying the mantle of racism and division. Things change. Doesn't matter what it's called. It stinks. Conservatism stinks. Unite the right. Conservatives. Unite the right. What do you... And then they have to rewrite history and confuse their dumbasses by saying things like, we're gonna do whatever we can to root out the fascists in the Biden administration. The fascists. Because they have to confuse the idiots, because they know who they're dealing with. They're dealing with morons. They get it. And these people don't read actual history books. They don't absorb or consume any other media that doesn't confirm their already very limited, myopic biases. Not limited. They're extensive biases, limited by their own limitations. So Loudermilk is a traitor. In case you didn't pick it up, where the heck is it? Sorry. I wish I had a better system. I'm sure you did too. You do too. Loudermilk. Here's Shepard Smith talking about Loudermilk on CNBC.
The day before the insurrection, a Republican congressman led a tour group through the Capitol complex. The January 6th committee is demanding to know why. That committee releasing surveillance video of Georgia Representative Barry Loudermilk leading the hours-long tour while the complex was closed to the public. The committee's chairman says the group took photos of things that really aren't typically of interest to tourists, like security checkpoints, stairs, and hallways. According to the committee, this same man taking photos by a staircase recorded himself the next day marching on the Capitol and making violent threats of what he was going to do to some top Democrats.
We're coming in like white on rice for Pelosi, Nadler.
That's Loudermilk's
Schumer,
guest.
Even you, AOC. We're coming to take you out. We'll pull you out by your hairs.
Believe these people? That's the guest of the congressman, Loudermilk.
Make yourself another appointment.
Make yourself another appointment, because at the time they were going crazy about the Nancy Pelosi had gotten a haircut during the COVID pandemic, and she violated some social distancing. Oh, rules for thee, not for me. They were flipping out. Get yourself another haircut. Yeah, but don't worry about anything else that they do. Nancy Pelosi got a haircut, and they have to, on their propaganda outlets, they just pound and harp and repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. She got a haircut. So they all talk about the haircut. Now, will we, what are they talking about today that these assholes will repeat? All right, that's the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show. Thanks for hanging out. We will win. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Why not? Do something for me. Please. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News, who does something for me by making me part of his roster and supporting the show. We are on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together, we win. I'll see you soon. Hey, why don't you give the show a good review on iTunes? Oh, and I forgot. So I was supposed to be on Brad Bannon's show on DC Report, or Deadline DC, excuse me. Why do I say DC Report? I think I called it that the other day, too. Deadline DC with Brad Bannon on Monday. I was supposed to be on the show on Monday, and that Monday they had to reschedule. It wasn't me. It was them. So I'm going to be on that show DC report tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Today is only Friday. I'm looking at too many things. Monday. Tomorrow is nothing. What's tomorrow? Saturday. I'm not doing anything except what I have to do on Saturdays. And that's between me and my God, who doesn't exist. Okay. Guys, I see the chat room is hopping and popping at youtube.com/c4channel/Tarabuster, and it's making me happy. That's at least, well, let's not get crazy, as happy as I can be under these circumstances. So, yeah, back to what we were talking about. Look at Boudica. She's waking up. Wake up, little booty, wake up. Sometimes I sing that to her. Wake up, little booty, wake up. Isn't she cute? And we're in trouble deep. Wake up, little booty. Wake up, little booty. Yeah, she's so good. She is so good. I just lost all my listeners. It's okay. It was worth it. It was fucking worth it. Wake up, little booty. Wake up.
The day before.
Here, I just want to remind you who Loudermilk is hanging out with.
Schumer, even you, AOC, we're coming to take you out. We'll pull you out.
Take you out. Pull you out by your hairs.
You might as well make yourself another appointment.
Stupid bastards.
You're going to need a sign up on top of that bald head.
Well, there are no indications that
Oh, these people are so horrible. Why are they so horrible? It's because, I guess, would I have been that horrible if I never got... No way. If I never got clean and sober and got some shrinkage. I mean, not in the cold. I don't have a penis. You know what I'm saying. Got my head shrunk by a professional. Many professionals. It was tough on them. That was a hard nut to crack. That's for sure. Unbelievable. But we should, when people show you who or tell you who they are, believe them. Yes, Junior is on my lap. He's being, listen to him. He's being a fucking pain in my ass. I need to do something so you guys can see him. I don't have the cat cam hooked up. I think I got sick because I got a new shelf. Okay. And I had to put it together. And I had to destroy the old shelf. And it had a lot of dust. Why am I talking like this? Is like a Staten Island accent. And and I wore a mask. That's Staten Island right there. And even though I wore a mask and gloves, I think I got some dust. And it made me sick. Whatever. I feel like kind of loopy. You know what I mean? Have I had my tarot cards read? No, Dash. Will you do that for me? I would love that. I need to know if is it all worth it? Am I gonna end up happy at last like little Gloria Vanderbilt? I want to know. When I was out there in the grips of my addiction, I used to go to a lot of psychics because I wanted to know if I had a reason to live. Oh shit, Boudica. That's Boudica. That's her. I just had to buy a new hard drive. I'm just talking here. And I call the different external hard drives after the cats. You know, one is Little Ray Ray drive, one is Tara Jr. drive, one is Francis Jr. drive, and I got Boudica, Little Baby Booty drive. And the icon is a little baby booty of a cat knocking over a vase. And that is her in a nutshell. Yes, ask the tarot how many cats are enough in a 1-bedroom apartment. That's what I gotta find out. See, this is the cat who's moving the mic away from my mouth at this point. It's a little bit more casual right now because we're not doing the Progressive Voices part of the show is over. So let's see. I got a text from Joey, a message from Joey Bay earlier, a great American and supporter of the show. And he pointed out, Republican Teddy Roosevelt gave us a square deal between 1901 and 1909. And remember, Republican Teddy Roosevelt was a progressive, by the way. Democrat Franklin Roosevelt gave us the New Deal, a New Deal between 1933 and 1945. Democrat Harry Truman gave us a fair deal between 1945 and 1953. And Republicans Reagan, Bush, George W. Bush, and Donald Trump gave us a raw deal between 1981, 1993, 2001 to 2009, 2017, and 2021. And Democrat Joe Biden gave us a big effing deal between 2021 and the present. Exactly. It's true. And I remember reading a book once. No, I've read a lot of books. I read this book about, I'm trying to remember, about FDR, and it was, I can't remember the name of it, but FDR decided to run as a Democrat, even though his hero, one of his heroes, was his cousin, Teddy Roosevelt. That's the way they were. He also married his cousin, Eleanor. But anyway, and he asked Teddy Roosevelt, he said, I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring, and I'm gonna, I will join politics or run as a, whatever, I'll run for office. But I just wanted you to know I'm going to run as a Democrat. I'm not going to run as a Republican. And Teddy Roosevelt said to Franklin, as long as you are a progressive, I know you'll do the right thing. So there you go. Teddy Roosevelt would not be a Republican. That's why it's so not ironic. It's disgraceful how these Republicans, they claim, they claim Lincoln, they claim Roosevelt. Hey, that's just, they're Republicans. Do you want to talk about Republicans in name only? That's for sure. That's right. Steven on the chat says, if you like the New Deal, you'll love the big effing deal. That's really good. He should call that. He should, Joe Biden should brand his initiatives as the big effing deal. Why not? Embrace it. And I do believe that he will be remembered in the future, not in the distant future. We will get a chance, if we all survive, to look back on Joe Biden's presidency and recall it with fondness. If we, he's going to go down as a great president, I believe. Mistakes and all. There were mistakes were made, so to speak, but he's certainly surprising me in a lot of ways. He's not giving us more of the same old new Democrat bullshit that, just basically piled on to Reaganomics and trickled on us. So he's embracing FDR. He's embracing the New Deal. I really wish he would pick up the mantle of the Second Bill of Rights, frankly. That's what he should do. But whatever. Oh, America's not ready. Who cares? No, not that anybody said that on the chat, but that's what people will say. Oh, people, they'll fight you. But this is why you just have to take that mantle and run with it. And it's another reason why Democrats get on my nerves, because they don't fight. You don't, they're too busy saying take back your party. America needs a Republican Party that's done so much good for the country, when they haven't done a goddamn thing for this country since Teddy Roosevelt, since Eisenhower built the interstate highway. Well, Nixon gave us the EPA that today's Republicans are destroying. Shut up. Tara Jr.'s like getting upset about Boudica. Hey, what's the problem? Please get down. Go away. Leave me alone. See what I have to deal with? No, they're all good. It's very weird how it's very strange that at night, I don't know what it is. Maybe something's wrong with Tara Jr. because he's getting old. He gets upset at Boudica at night. And during the day, he's kind of like cool with her. And then when the night comes, he's like, all right, mobs for liberty. What do we want to talk about? Let me see. We have here's something that annoyed me. This is along the same lines as what we're discussing with Liz Cheney. Not simply, it's like more gaslighting. He's not, for example, she's not quite sure who the Republican nominee is going to be, so she's not sure. Maybe she'll endorse a Republican. Give me a break. They all suck.
It's an interesting question because...
So this is a guy, he's the editor of The Atlantic, and they wrote a piece or whatever, an article about how Trump is a danger to democracy and we better watch out, okay? So they asked him about endorsing Joe Biden, if he is the nominee.
A lot of us think that we've had 7 or 8 years of knowledge of what Trump is capable of doing. But yeah, he does not have the nomination yet. And as you know, our interest at The Atlantic generally is not in endorsing or picking favorites in a partisan way. We believe that a strong liberal party and a strong conservative party are prerequisites for a healthy American democracy. But what you have now is not a healthy conservative party. You have a cult of personality in the Republican Party built around this person. And from a technical standpoint, it's not too late for the Republican Party to pick someone else.
Are you kidding
Nikki
me?
Haley, Ron DeSantis, Chris Christie, so on. And so I just thought we're not too late to remind people and to pull together in one place. Right? That's the idea, to pull it all together. This is what we have a lot of great experts on the Atlantic staff on different areas, from immigration to national security to the Supreme Court and so on.
Did you hear that? It's not too late for the Republicans to pick another nominee. Nikki Haley? Nikki Haley? You see what I'm saying? These people, it's a clown show. Nikki Haley is unfit. She's as unfit as the rest of them. She's the one who, after January 6th, said how we can't have Trump as our president and nominee, the leader of our party. He's a danger. Not nominee, because he was already lost, but he's a danger to our country after January 6th. He's unfit. This is it. That's it. And then a few days later, is singing a quite different tune. Can't even criticize Trump. It's not too late for the Republicans to pick someone else. Well, haven't we learned already that the Republicans are unfit? All of them? They gave us Donald Trump. Can we not forget that? We're just going to give them a pass on that too. Like, we're going to give them a pass on every other scam and swindle they've run on the American people. Every time they wasted our time when we had actual work to do. Like when they knew that climate change is an actual problem. That when they knew that trickle down is bullshit. They knew that. When they knew that tax breaks for the rich do not pay for themselves. But let's keep on with the scam and pretend that there is some redeeming qualities. That the Republicans aren't a lost cause, when they are. This party is irredeemable. Look what they did. It's sort of like saying, it really is. It's like saying, well, the Nazis, it's not too late for them to pick someone else. They could pick Albert Speer. Then he's not as bad as Hitler. He was the Nazi who said sorry. That's what he became known as, the Nazi who apologized. But he's not that bad. He didn't pull the trigger on Hitler's order to completely decimate the entire infrastructure of Germany when all hope was lost. Oh, then again, he did that only because he knew that the Allies were going to win, and he wanted to show them that, you know what, I wasn't completely in league with the devil. It's the same thing with these Republicans. They can't quit this con man. All of them. Chris Christie, he voted for him twice. And he's out there talking about Joe Biden. He's unfit. We can't handle 4 more years of Joe Biden? We can't handle 4 more years of this low employment, this booming economy, recovering from inflation faster than the rest of the world. We can't last. We can't take 4 more years of infrastructure week not being a punchline. Can't take 4 more years of Americans paying, $35 for insulin, or chips being made and manufactured here in America. We can't take it anymore. Because it doesn't, people feel like shit's happening that they don't like. They don't like it. They feel. Because that's what they're being told on their propaganda channels. The economy sucks. Everything sucks. The Republicans wouldn't pull a hair for the American people, for the working people of this country. All they have for you are scams and shows, and it's not even, there's no bread and circus. There's just circus. You just get a clown show. And then you're on your own, booby. Then you can go die. You can go hope that you have some semblance of what's left of the New Deal in your red state. Or you could flee to a blue state if you need some kind of help or care. These people, they're unfit. The Republican Party is dead as their eyes. As dead as the eyes of the people who pretend to represent the idiots who vote for them. As dead as George Santos's eyes. As dead as Elise Stefanik's eyes. As dead as Trump's eyes. They all have nothing to offer. I mean, he's literally the con man is floating. What's his name? Tucker Carlson as a VP. You see what I'm saying? Because they hate this country. They're not serious. They have not. It's a show. Oh, Tucker Carlson. Yeah, and it would drive me up a wall. I've heard it before many times. The Democrats should run Oprah. Because that's all we got now. Shows. Let's put on a show. Because the Republicans have so destroyed this country that we have to have Oprah, or, we have to have one reality show, or we got a talk show host, or let's have a con man. Unbelievable. So nobody's talking about Oprah, but I can't take it with this Joe Biden. What do you think? Let's check in. Let's check in with the scums. Right? Here. For example, let's check in. We haven't checked in with the Republicans and who they're going to vote for. Here's Fox's. They were keeping it fair and balanced over on Fox, and they got a Democrat voter to give her opinion. A Democrat voter who also happened to be an anti-vaxxer and shares a lot of characteristics of Republicans. But she's their Democrat voice, you see.
Trump laying out his vision for America in a packed town hall with Sean Hannity last night. So what do the voters think? We're going to ask them.
Voters?
We have our voter panel here to react. We have on the back row, we have Sergio. He's a Republican. I know you like Trump. You're thinking DeSantis too. We have Joe in the middle, Republican, Staten Island, and he's an attorney. He likes Trump. We have Stephanie, top right. She is from Connecticut, Democrat. Undecided. We have
my ass is undecided,
and she's a Republican,
and she's a Democrat. My ass is a Democrat.
He's an independent and undecided. So, who thought Trump did great last night?
We did. He's a dictator for a day.
What did you like about what he said last night? What was your reaction?
It was classic Trump. It was
which sucks. Classic Trump is you want to put a goddamn bullet in your brain legally and peacefully. I should talk into the mic more. I know. I'm talking all over the place. It was classic Trump. He did all the hits. He did Lock Her Up. He did It's All Stolen. He did Witch Hunt. He did Like Nobody's Ever Seen. He did it all. He did all the hits. I loved it. It's classic. Sort of like saccharin that gives you cancer. It's like a classic with all the... It's like when you turn in your trophy wife for a better model. Except this one is the old model, and you're going to stick with it because it sucks, just like you do. And it hates the same things that you do. It's classic. Classic Trump. He's a classic, an American classic. Like a parasite who sucks on the federal treasury. It's like you can't let go because he's just sucking away. Like classically. He's sucking like I suck. I suck, and here I am in the Fox News studios telling everybody what I think. And I'm well informed because I watch Fox News. And then I go over to OAN, and then I got Hannity at night. That's a Staten Island accent, by the way. And then and it's very irritating. And then I go, it's classic. What can I do? I live on Staten Island. Am I the Staten Islander? I sure sound like it. It's kind of like Long Island. a little bit. Except it's more annoying. Sounds more stupid. It's a classic Trump. You know, it makes you want to take a shit and read some classified documents in the shitter. It's like a classic. You want to empty your bowels and while reading all America's secrets. And it makes you want to, like, get some spies and go over to Maramoron and, spill the beans. Loose lips sink ships, but who cares? We hate democracy. We hate America. Let's sink those ships. Why not? Why shouldn't Putin get whatever he wants? This is classic. It's a classic. Trump wants to be Putin's best friend. We want to be Trump's best friend. Therefore, we love Putin. And we love Xi. Look, who could make it up? He's like right out of central casting. Who cares that Ukrainians are dying? We want to give Putin and Trump all they want because Trump wants to build the hotel. He needs another tacky place for spies to all congregate and give him bribes. Bribe his little fragile parasite ass. But, that's classic Trump. What can I say? I like it. It's classic. Like me. I'm a classic racist. I've never changed. That's my American birthright. I'm classic. I think, I say the N-word. Why can't I say the N-word? That means I'm free. I love that Elon Musk. He's freedom of speech. You just say anything that comes to your stupid head. Freedom of speech. Being a hateful little dumb bitch from Staten Island. It's classic. I'm a classic too. You see, that's why I vote Trump. I liked when he came down the escalator calling Mexicans rapists. Because I see my Mexican little landscaper. I pay him like $2 under the table. He don't care. He's a classic dupe. I classicked him because I got him over a barrel. All I got to do, one call to INS and he's gone. He don't have to complain when I short him. Classic. I'm a classic American. It is a Staten Island. That's right, Elise on the chat. I see you writing there, Elise. It is a true Staten Islander. I grew up on Staten Island, like with that little bitch Tara Devlin. She got the hell out of there because she was like, I can't talk like this. I'd rather talk like I come from Brooklyn than I come from Staten Island. Staten Island is like the scene of the crime. Look at all those dumbasses. Gotta get out of there. Tara Devlin, she moved to Queens. She's like the most culturally diverse little bitch. Most culturally diverse neighborhood in the country. That little bitch, she fleed. Is that a word? I don't care. I make them up. I'm classic. I'm a classic Trump voter. He's like as dumb as we are. We keep it classic. We keep it going. He's so classic, with all that orange makeup. What a classic. What a class act, right? All that gilded shit. I wish you got to see my bathroom. It's gilded too. It's plastic on the furniture, gilded shit all over the place. That's Staten Island for you. Classic.
Trump. It was laying out, his vision.
His vision of dictatorship. I wouldn't know. I want a dictator. I need, because men are men. Men's got to be men. Women's got to know their places. Look at me. I knew my place my whole life. My husband, God rest his soul, I put him above me. And that is the way Jesus wanted it. I go to St. Clair's on Nelson Avenue. I told my priest, It don't matter, Father Ralph. I know what you did, Father Ralph, but that's okay because you're classic, like Trump. We all have our failings and fallings. Nobody ever handed me anything. I did it all myself, you see, except I got everything handed to me, and I'm so stupid because I think I did it myself. But it was all given to me in the classic American way of white people and me thinking, stupid things. Watching Fox News and making sure that all, men are men. When I grew up, no men were like classic saying, let's go, I'm a woman now. What is that? That's why we need people to, hurt the right people. Where are we going, to the South now? It's a classic trip around America. God help us. I wish my grandmother had stayed in Ireland. I can't do a brogue. I wish I could. I'd sound like a classic Irishman or lady, whatever I am today. I'm just kidding. I'm a girl.
The issues
Woman
that are currently
currently
in the country, and what
issues, bitch?
Differently,
What he would do differently? She's so astute. He's classic. He was talking about I'd be a dictator. I like that part. Who cares about all those men who died on the beaches of Normandy? Fuck them. Fuck them all. We got a dictator. We like him. That's right. Jim on the chat. She's got a pretty classic Karen cut. That is the Karen cut. She does. She's got that Karen cut down. The Karen pearls. Oh shit. Somebody better get her to call the manager and get it on tape.
From border security. Bringing that gold, as he called it, out of the ground.
That gold, drill baby drill, as he called it, out of the ground, even though I'm so classic. I don't know that we are drilling more in this fucking country than we've ever done. Drilled, dumb bitch. But nobody will ever correct this poor bitch and say, listen, classic lady, you're looking classy with those pearls, those faux pearls. They're looking very classy. Your hair is very classy. And that Karen cut, I like it. I like the way your pearls match your earrings. Very classy. But fact is, lady, you seem to not know. You're talking about the gold that's in the ground. Well, we're drilling more under Joe Biden. Joe fucking Biden is drilling, baby, drilling. Do you believe that shit? It's the truth. It don't matter. It don't matter, bitch. You just want to know what you want to know. That's classic too, bitch. That is a fucking classic.
Paying off the extraordinary, I think it was $34 trillion in debt.
What are you talking about, bitch? That's Trump's debt. That's Trump's tax debt. The biggest loser. Paying it off. We got to pay it off. I'm on Social Security, Socialist Security, as Tara, that bitch Devlin, calls it. But I'm on Social Security. But I deserved it. Nobody else should get it but me. God damn those Democrats. Fuck them all. I hate them. I will never vote Democrat, but don't touch my Socialist Security and my Medicare. My name is Karen, and I'm a classic. With a classic hairdo, a classic pearls, classic black, whatever. I'm just talking a lot of nonsense. Why am I talking? I'm not talking Staten Island. I lost my Staten Island accent. Now I'm talking I don't know what accent this is, but I better cut it out. I better get back to Staten Island before my man gets all mad and corrects me very classically. All right, we will win. We will win. We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. My name is Tara Devlin. Check out APS Radio News. Check out Tara Jr. Sleeping. We stick together. We win. I will see you soon. Classic. Let's just finish this.
With $1 trillion of
a trillion, a billion.
Every year. It's unsustainable.
It's unsustainable. They keep saying it. They just keep saying it's unsustainable. It's unsustainable. What do you care, bitch? You're unsustainable. I got to stop doing that. I've not been, for some reason, I haven't been speaking into the mic. It's not a good habit. It's unsustainable. I hear every show I watch on Fox News tells me such. It's unsustainable. Everything that's good is unsustainable. We only need the things that suck. We need more of the things that suck, and everything that's good we got to cut back on.
Lowering taxes and talked about the Middle East. And,
the Middle East.
I firmly believe and agree with him.
I agree. I hate brown people, too.
Putin would never have invaded
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yeah. If he was in office, he wouldn't have to invade Ukraine because he'd just give it to him. You dumb. I agree with him. He would never invade. We saw how strong he was at Helsinki. Trump, remember when Trump at Helsinki? What a strong person. What a classic. The way he just made America look like Putin's bitch on the international stage, so much so that everyone was, they were embarrassed. The whole world wrote about it, talked about it. But that was the fake news. You know, it's very weird how the fake news can just coordinate all over. They see something with their eyes and then they write about it. It's so weird. And then all over. They coordinated in Australia, in England, and all of the English-speaking world and all of the Democratic world. It was so weird. They all talked about how Trump was Putin's bitch. And that was like so classically fake news. But I agreed with him, what he said. If Putin was... he would never have invaded Ukraine because he would have... who would have to invade if just America would pull out of NATO and that would be it. The whole world order would be, forget about it. We wouldn't give Ukraine shit. And then Putin would just waltz right into Ukraine like Hitler in Czechoslovakia and Poland, and nobody would do anything. Except, why? Why not? Putin's strong. That's what we need, strength. Not like... Joe Biden, what he does. He's not strong. He's too old. He does, he rides a bike and he falls. I mean, I can't get up my stairs without a jazzy. I can't shop. I go up with the electric lift, but, I'm not the president. Who cares? He rides bikes. He's not, something's not with it. I don't know if Joe Biden, he seems to know that he's running against Trump probably, even though Trump thinks he's running against Obama. It's fine, but I agree with him. I'm just as stupid. Listen to me though, I'm well informed. As I'm just spewing back the 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Fox lineup. It started with Drill Baby Drill. That was 9 a.m. And then we went to border security. Well, it's kind of every show, to tell you the truth. It's not just the 9 a.m. block. Drill, baby, drill. Trump wouldn't have invaded. I mean, Putin would have invaded. Then we have it's like classic Trump. It's like classic Fox News. The election is stolen, but now it's not stolen, I heard. Why? I don't know. You're just lying to us. You're joining the fake news, I guess. But we get it. You had to wink, wink. The election is stolen. You have to say it because of the fines.
And Iran would never have unleashed the Hamas monsters.
Sure. Even though Trump gave Putin the Israeli classified secrets, and the Israelis were losing their minds, and there are reports that say that this whole attack had to do with Putin and giving the okay with Hamas, because Hamas was hosted in Moscow, and Putin would like the American dum-dums to all focus on Israel and take away money from Ukraine. And I'm just eager to oblige Putin. I'm eager to oblige every America-hating dictator, even though I did it all myself, but I have Social Security and Medicare.
The safety factor, the question of the open border.
Are we going back to open borders? Okay.
Who
knows who? Who knows who? Who knows who? Who knows who's here? I don't know. You don't know who. You know who? Who knows who? We're all be afraid of everything open. There is no open border. You see what I'm saying? We hear about, it's funny how the borders, as soon as the Democrats get in office, they're like, open borders. I mean, how stupid are these people? To me, it's like a weight that I carry around, their stupidity. Oh my God. But they seem to be light as a feather.
Showed the numbers from countries in the Middle East and from China and so forth that have come up, that we know of.
They've come up my ass and out of my mouth.
Mexico border.
They've come it up that we've known of. They came it up. Oh, thank you, Jim. Thank you. Jim says he's got to run. I got to run too. We're gonna wrap this shit up. Right. Hunter Biden didn't pay his taxes on time, so we get fascism. So fascism, yeah, right, exactly. That's another thing we didn't get to.
It's something it should frighten every American.
It should frighten every American. And scene. Of course. That's all they got. And whatever rambling shit that just came out of my mouth should frighten every American. Honey, I'm here to tell you, it does frighten every American, but not what you're talking about. You frighten every American. You and your ilk. That frightens every American.
Especially when we see what's happening in Israel, and we know so many people are
now they're going
borders,
to
15 million
open borders.
He said last night it's going to be way more than that, and we could lose our country if Joe Biden's elected again. He did break some news last night saying that
Trump said it was going to be way more, and we could lose our country. And they're fucking saying it like it's real. We're going to lose our country, everybody. I thought we would have lost it by now. I mean, we did lose 1 million Americans when that son of a bitch squatted in the White House despite receiving fewer votes, but that don't matter. Could you imagine if a Democratic president, I was going to say just a Democrat, but a Democratic president presided over a time when over 1 million Americans died of a contagion in the country, they would never shut the fuck up about it. That's the thing that I hate about the Democrats. Why aren't they talking about that? Under Trump, 1 million Americans went to their cold, early graves because of misinformation. Many of them because of misinformation and deliberate divisive tactics. Oh, I can't take it.
Will be the nominee. Do you agree with him?
I do.
You do? Why?
Why? Because I'm a dum-dum.
Politics aside and how you feel about him, he's not fit to be president.
Who do you think they'll put in his place?
Probably Newsom. Probably
All right.
Newsom.
For 1 second, I thought he was talking about Trump. He's not fit to be president. But Joe Biden. But Trump is. Trump is fit. See, if you lived on Earth too, that's all you would see. Because these people make a choice. Because they're racist and they want that bias confirmed. So they watch and they consume propaganda outlets that have to pay billions of dollars for lying to them. They don't seem to have any self-respect to change the channel. So they continue to consume it. And they continue to have their biases confirmed. And that's all they hear is Joe Biden's unfit. And then he'll trip over a sandbag and they'll play it on loop all day as if painting this picture as if that's all he does is just trip and fall. And then they'll get him just saying something like stumbling over a word. And they'll put that on loop. Right? Making this it's like it's like James O'Keefe selectively editing their reality and shoveling it right into the eager, empty heads of these morons, and it comes right out of their mouths. Right out of their mouths. He's unfit. No, not the guy who says he's going to be fucking dictator. Not that guy with the classified documents in his bathroom. With the spies. Not that guy. With the guy, the guy's taking bribes. They're talking about Hunter Biden. It's all corrupt. Because Joe Biden paid off Hunter Biden's car loan. And then Hunter Biden paid it back. Oh, the humanity. And he profited off his name. Hello? You fucking goddamn clown hypocrites. Look at your standard bearer. What has Donald Trump Jr. ever done? God. Unbelievable. I mean, lobbyists representing the Saudi government reserved a significant number of rooms at the Trump International Hotel in Washington shortly after the 2016 election. They paid for an estimated 500 nights at the hotel within 3 months, spending over $270,000 to house 6 groups of visiting veterans at the hotel. The lobbyists were part of a campaign that offered U.S. military veterans a free trip to Washington. And then, this is all a cover, you understand, for bribes. And then sent them to Capitol Hill to lobby against the law that the Saudis oppose. So they said they put 6 people up in a hotel and gave Trump, of course, the Trump hotel, and gave the con man, while he was in office, $270,000. That was just one time. That's what they would do. It was part of how they would give bribes to that piece of shit. That so-called, the president piece of shit.
What did you think? I know you're a Trump supporter.
I thought he was spectacular last night. You know, I think the one thing that he touched on.
Spectacular. How disgusting do you have to be to call Trump spectacular? How damaged do you have to be to call that dirtbag, that tax cheating piece of dirt, spectacular?
That was big for me in terms of
Me.
reassuring
Me.
fact that I'm going to vote for him was the immigration topic.
Because I hate everybody. Even though, you know, I have a little brown in me. But I'm all legal. Oh, these fucking traitors. Yeah, I want to get to this bitch, and then we'll hang it up for tonight.
I know you're a Democrat, but after watching last night, and
You're
seeing
not a
Joe
Democrat.
Biden, how are you feeling?
Many things can be true. Much of what people on this panel said are true and make me
Yeah, that's your Democrat voter.
think like, okay, maybe we would be better off. But the one topic that was not brought up was his handling of coronavirus. And I think that's something that we really need to talk about. He shut down this country. He teed up
This is an
a
anti-vaxxer.
socialist vaccination program that
That's
then
your
led to mandates
Democrat
which
voter.
caused people like me and thousands of other teachers to lose our job. So
She lost her job because she didn't take the vaccine. Yeah, bitch.
I think that at the very least, we need to have this conversation, which is part of the reason that
That's your Democrat voter.
a documentary
See how stupid these people are?
about those shutdowns and really highlighting his role
I
in
hate.
that.
Oh God, I hate them legally and
I'm
peacefully.
decidedly undecided. Like you said, there's going to be
I'm
a lot of
undecided. Oh, that's your Democrat. That's why I'm so pissed off at my vet's office. How dare they put that swill? Next time I'm going to be a little bit more forceful. My vet is a normal person too. I know that. I'm sure he didn't know that it was on. They just put it on. You know, that's how it happens. Then you have dumbasses just like listening to that shit and they think, oh, it says news. All right, I gotta go. Listen, I'm getting all stuffed up. You could probably hear it. And I'm sniffling. And it's disgusting. All right. Yes, I do need more than a Friday show, Kathy. Ugh. So many things have to happen. Please become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Thank you for hanging out, guys. I'm very tired. I need to go sleep. I just hit a wall. You know, when you're sick, sometimes all of a sudden I feel like I gotta go to sleep. I am so tired of being admired. Boudica, come here, baby. Oh, you little bitch. She got away. Come here. Booty. Buddha. Come here, honey. I'm trying to coax her. Come here, baby booty. Booty. Come here, honey. Come. She's suspicious. Come on, you dumb bitch. I mean, honey. She don't know. She don't know. She don't know how cute she is. All right. Yeah, I need a neti pot. You're right. Yeah. It was worse yesterday. All right. My head is all stuffed too. Listen. Thank you, Kathy, for being a patron. I really appreciate it. And everyone else who are patrons. If you want a mug, oh, hello. Hello, booty. I gotcha. I got the Boudica. Poor baby. She doesn't like being held. I don't like that part about her, but you see what she's doing? She's like she gets limp. Because she's practicing nonviolent resistance when I pick her up. She goes completely limp. She's like, call the cops. No, well, like I said, she was a reincarnated hippie, a civil rights activist. All right, my friends, we will win. We're on the right side of history. It was fun hanging out tonight in the chat. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you all for your patronage. Give the show a good review. I am sorry you're sick, Steven. It's been like that for me too. If you want a mug and you're a supporter, send me a message on tarabustermedia@gmail.com. Please, and I'll send you a mug. You know, why not? They're not free. For me, I pay for them. But you're part of the show, so... And you are a supporter, so I want to give something back. Just so you know, I love you all. And I will see you. And feel free to reach out on any platform. We have a Discord page. You can contact me many ways. All right. And I hope to have a show during the week. Hopefully. I will see you. There's so much to talk about. I'll see you guys. I love you. I'll see you very soon.